So I like to say, practice the stop when you're actually at a stop sign or at a traffic light, right? Instead of picking up your phone to check about the emails and things, just practice it then. And if you start to do that, um, your brain likely will start to realize, this feels okay.
Welcome to our Happy Rainmakers video series where point one can make a difference. Today, I'm really pleased to be joined by Kara Perry, who is the founder of Just Brilliant. And she is a coach, consultant, and speaker who focuses on lawyer wellness. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, you said that a certain amount of stress is good because it probably helps us pay attention and have adrenaline and do our best.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that pausing and using stop can help maybe channel that stress in a positive way?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. I think this idea, that stress is what's bad, and you have to manage your stress and stop your stress is stressing us out. Um, and so this idea that a certain amount of stress is actually helpful. It's kept us safe all these years, right? All these millions of years. But sometimes our brain, right, thinks that things are dangerous that maybe that aren't necessarily. Um, and it's the chronic stress, right? It's this chronic stress that is really what's more harmful. And I think, given a very challenging profession, that sometimes we can get stuck in that chronic stress. And it's just having these tools to help us reset. Yes, having a certain amount of stress before you prepare a deposition, before you prepare arguments, you need that. It motivates you to do things. But it's really this rhythm, again, like regulating ourselves in a dysregulated world, that can help us to just respond first of all, and respond more skillfully.
So respond instead of react.
Exactly. Maybe you don't send that email, right? You stop, take a breath, observe, maybe read it again, and then decide if you want to proceed. Right? Yeah. Press pause, decide if you want to proceed. Um, so I know it sometimes sounds like these are so little, and how can this really help? But I just challenge you to just give it a try, and see how it makes you feel. Again, it's just that small micro practice that I see really as a self leadership skill, really. To help us regulate ourselves.
So for someone who is in chronic stress and hasn't tried these methods before, what's a good first way to start? Should they put it on their calendar? Should they put a rubber band around their wrist to remind them? I mean, is there a way to remind yourself to stop before you react, like until it becomes a habit?
Yeah, it's such a good question because what's happening, right, is we're on automatic pilot, and it's creating, as you say, creating that awareness to actually do it. So I would say, sure, any of those things, yeah, and I would say practice it in the small moments when you're maybe before you're in those heightened states. So I like to say, practice the stop when you're actually at a stop sign or at a traffic light, right? Instead of picking up your phone to check about the emails and things, just practice it then. And if you start to do that, um, your brain likely will start to realize, this feels okay, and maybe want a little bit more of that. So doing it in less stressful situations can help you to access it when there's more, pressured situations. Help your brain will remember.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much for coming and telling us about this. I think anybody who is watching should try it. And I personally now have a new tool in my toolbox for speaking with teenagers.
Yeah, try it with your teenagers. That's that. Actually, you should probably try. You might want to try it with even your colleagues. Might be easier than for teenagers. I certainly wish I had it when I was practicing, and so I'm happy to offer it now.
Thank you so much. I know it's going to be helpful to a lot of people.